Now you might want to check your water pressure because you moved into a new house and you notice it's either feels like it's too high or it's too low. And you can get one of these to check it. This is Rainbird brand, and it's just a gauge you can hook up to your outside faucet if this uses the same water that your house plumbing uses. Sometimes there's a secondary water system some neighborhoods and communities have, and that wouldn't be something you can check your inside house pressure with. But I don't have the secondary system here. I just have it's all hooked up to the same line coming from the city. So anyway, this pressure gauge has a connection on it that fits perfectly on your hose threads. So we'll put that on. So now that it's on real tight, I'll turn on the water and we'll see that this is going to about just over 50 psi. Now for some reason kind of fluctuates when you do that, but it's pretty accurate. Now that's pretty low. Usually you want to be no more than about 85 psi. You can check your local codes, building codes, and see what it is at your area, but generally 80, 85 is about the high range and where you want to be. And you can go lower if you don't mind less water pressure in your house. It's not really going to affect too much, and it might save you a bit of money, like when my kids leave the hose running all day long and I don't notice it. Well, if it's at 50 psi and not 80, then my water bill is going to be less. But anyway, some gauges, let me zoom on the gauge here. Okay, this gauge cost under 10 bucks. I think it was around $7.50. That included shipping. Bought it online. And a little bit higher end ones will have another arm on it. The red one, it's usually smaller. And what that will do is measure the high end of the water pressure. A lot of times the water pressure can fluctuate at different times of the day and at night. Maybe when less people are using water in your area, you're going to get more pressure. Sometimes that happens. And so if you leave this on and this goes up and down, well, by the time you check it again, wherever that red line is, that was your max water pressure for the period that you left it. So anyway, you can hook this up here. Now let's say you did have a secondary water system, and this is not going to help you to hook it up to your hose, so you can also hook it up to your water heater. I'll take this off and you can see how that's done. Alright, at the base of your water heater, I have two here. Hopefully you see this little spigot, and a lot of times water heaters will collect a bunch of crud at the bottom that I don't want to push into my gauge. So I'm going to undo this, let a little bit of water out. Yeah, let's see if you can see this here, how nasty it is. See that? It's kind of brown, murky. There's little gravelly bits floating in there. So I'm going to let a little bit of this out. Yeah, that's pretty gross. Alright, that's looking clear enough. Okay, so we're going to put on the gauge. Alright, outside was about 55. Let's see how inside. It's a bit less, and that's kind of normal. This is about 45. So it's not rare to have it not be the same on the inside as it is on the outside. Water heaters can do that. Also, how close you are to the main valve will affect the pressure, but it generally gives you an idea. Alright, hopefully you can find something that looks like this on your property. I'm in my cold storage here, and this is a concrete wall. We're below ground, and right here is the water coming in from the city line, and it's this copper pipe, comes through the wall and splits off. This line goes to this piece here, which is called a PRV, or pressure reducing valve, and then the pressure gets capped at a certain level and then goes up and splits off and does all the pipes and things, and goes to all the different faucets in the house. This branch goes up to run the sprinkler line, and this is a drain for letting the water out of the sprinkler line. This doesn't matter, but this does not do the hose. The hose comes off in my house on this line. So and this is the line that's regulated, and this is what will adjust your water pressure. And right here there's a screw. You can insert your flathead screwdriver there and undo the bolt. So you need a wrench and a screwdriver to adjust this. Okay, this says size 3/4 inch, set at 50 psi, so that's actually accurate. And the range here says it can go up to 75 psi. So let's increase this a bit. I'd like just a little bit more water pressure. So to do that, you undo this nut, I'm going to hold this in place, go counterclockwise on the nut, you don't go all the way, just a bit, and releasing that will allow you to spin this. Now spinning this clockwise increases the water pressure, and counterclockwise decreases it. And you might want to count the amount of turns just so you have a reference of how much you did. So I don't know if it's the same with all models, but with this type, spinning it counter or clockwise increases. So we're going to do that now. That was one turn. Let's loosen this a bit. Two turns. And let's just go check and see what that did. How much 2 turns will adjust the water pressure. Okay, that bumped it right up to 60. And I'll try that out in my house, see how I like the pressure. And if I want to put it up a little bit more, I can. That pump, or that reducing valve, will go up to 75. And so hopefully this video has helped you. If you have any questions, go ahead and put them in the comments. I'll try and answer them. And if you like the video, give it a like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.